let's talk about why Black people should care about these numbers. Why should Black people care about male athletes being overpaid? Melanie, let's kick it off with you, Miss Money.
The first reason they should care is because the numbers that they get paid, their salaries are reflective of our values as consumers.
Oh, good.
And the Black community in particular, in my opinion, needs a dynamic shift in what we value and what we're willing to pay for. That's way too much money, in my opinion.
Oh, I want to come back to that dynamic shift because I want to know, what do you want us to shift from? Not enjoying a football game or and a glass of beer? What are we talking here, Melanie? But we'll get back to that. Ramsey, why should Black people care about male athletes being overpaid?
I definitely think it's a topic that we should definitely pinpoint on because of the fact that we have so many things going on in this world as far as the economy and how it is. So we should definitely look into it because a lot of families are losing homes and just the surroundings of it, that I just believe that should be a pinpoint of what we should look into.
Okay, we can walk and chew gum at the same time, though, Ramsey. I think we can cover a nice little football game and deal with our finances at the same time. Maybe we'll talk about it. Kim, why should Black people care?
So first of all, let me just be clear. I don't think male athletes are overpaid. I think they're paid what the market bears. They're paid what the owners who are making all the money are willing to pay them. So for me, it's the narrative is a little bit different. Unfortunately, if the athletes made less money, that money's not going to go into the things that we enjoy. It's about the business of sports, what the owners and networks are making, and the players are just getting a little piece of it.
Yeah, why do we care more about the athletes and the money they make versus the owners and the money they bring in, and also the politics that they don't seem to have when it comes to being on our side? Good point. Jeffrey, why should Black people care about male athletes getting overpaid?
I don't think we should care at all. We need to stay out of people's pocketbooks. We need to figure out the fact that, we make what we make because of the talent or the skills that we bring to the table. If you can't dunk a basketball or throw a football, or if you can't kick a soccer ball into the net, then, that's just your inability to do so. But why are you trying to dictate what the market, like Kim said, bears for what that particular skill or talent brings to the table? Also, I don't see everybody chomping at the bit, holding rallies and protests for those low-level workers that work for Walmart and other companies that are making billions and millions of dollars across this United States. So we need to stay out of people's pocketbooks. And if you want to make that type of money and you're jealous of it, then you need to go learn how to do it.
Melanie, are you jealous of it?
Nobody's hating on professional athletes
and
their bag. I'm not hating, but what I'm saying is part of the reason why I actually agree with what the other panelists said about it being what the market bears. My argument is, why is that what the market bears? Why is it that as a community, we tend to invest our money in, say, a basketball game, a football game, or in practices, or buying these people's shoes, or buying their jerseys that are super expensive? Why are we not investing that money in our educations? Why are we not investing that money into life coaching, into financial literacy, into things that close the wealth gap? There are many places we could put our money instead of boosting the pockets of these athletes.
So let me say this. When you go and buy a jersey, you're not necessarily boosting the money of the athletes or buying shoes unless they have those contracts. But the real money comes from all of those huge billion-dollar television contracts. And so unless we start talking about what we can do to not make the owners super billion, gazillion dollar rich, I think it becomes, you do what you enjoy. And does the fact that athletes make this much money take money from other places? Those become personal values. So you said something earlier, maybe we need to reevaluate where we spend our own dollars, but it's not about because of what the athletes make, in my opinion. They're apples and oranges.
Let's be real. I mean, we wouldn't be having this conversation talking about the amount of money that athletes make if Black people weren't making, if Black men weren't making that type of money. If it was all white men that were making this type of money, we wouldn't have a dog in the fight. We wouldn't care one iota. So let's be 100% as to why we're having the conversation or even broaching the subject for the question of do we believe male athletes are making more money than they deserve?
White male athletes are pulling down bank, and I do not care what color you are. I don't care if you're green, purple, black with white polka dots.
So why are we having this conversation?
Jeffrey, we having this conversation because it's the topic of my show today. Now, come on, man. Come on, man.